for those who serve.
Taste it all for less with our Sonny's Originals, packed with your choice of proteins, 2 sides, and bread, starting at $16.99. That's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. The Friday Night Lights have been shining all over the First Coast. This is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights. Trained by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now it's time to break it all down. Here are your hosts, Ryan the Hacker Green and Dylan Denmark.
And a very good Thursday Night Lights edition to you. Jacksonville Southeast Orthopedic Specialist brings it to you. We're presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. The final week of the high school football regular season. We got the weather makeup week 1 week from tomorrow. Only a game or two is scheduled. And then the playoffs begin 2 weeks from tomorrow night. So this is the final week of the regular season. A lot of games are still ongoing. A couple of games have gone final. Episcopal, a winner tonight over Ridgeview, 36-13. Congratulations to Episcopal. Rains, a winner tonight over Atlantic Coast. Looks like West Nassau is going to get a playoff win in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. Also looks like Christ Church is going to get a win tonight in the playoffs in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. Other games still ongoing. Trinity Christian leads Fletcher 14-7 in the third quarter. I got Ponte Vedra 10-0 over Creekside in the third quarter. Orange Park over Clay 17-14 in the third quarter. And the game of the night going on right now, a back-and-forth game between Mandarin and St. Augustine. It was tied up at the half at 14. As I welcome in Dylan Denmark, you guys as well, Baldwin and Ed White. Quite a good one going on out there.
Yeah, St. Augustine, according to Clayton Freeman, Wingo just scored a touchdown with 10 minutes left in the game. So St. Augustine is up 21-14 over Mandarin. And Baldwin and Ed White just started the fourth quarter. That game is tied at 28 apiece.
You know, I remember 28 apiece. I remember a time where the final week of the regular season, you maybe rested guys. You didn't have the greatest competition. But now with this built-in bye, the hurricane week, as it's being called, although we didn't have any, luckily, hurricanes that messed up any games here in Northeast Florida this year, you can play tough competition because you get 2 weeks off now leading into the playoffs.
Yeah, Baldwin Ed White is one game where both teams are going to make the playoffs. Where they're not in the same class. Mandarin St. Augustine's another one. Trinity Christian, I don't think Fletcher's they're right on the bubble for the playoffs. But, you know, C4 has always got those guys ready to go. So you still have high-quality games. And, you know, like you said, with the bye week next week that everybody's going to get, you can still play all your guys and get ready to go because, you know, for a lot of these offenses, you know, when they're rolling like this, you don't want to take a week off. And if you're not playing tonight, that's 2 weeks off. Yeah. And sometimes you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, rest versus rust, as they talk about. We talked to Jamie Rogers of Bradford County on the Channel 4 stream that I just left with Justin Barney. They have 3 weeks off. They have a bye tonight. They're not playing next week, and then the playoffs are a week after, so they're going to go 21 days in between games. All right, we talked to Victoria's head coaches under the Thursday Night Lights this week. That's what we do, and let's talk to a team that just capped off a perfect regular season. Donovan Maslin, the head coach of Rains. They are big winners tonight over Atlantic Coast, and Coach Maslin joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Coach, always appreciate the time. All right, you played every game on your schedule. You won every game on your schedule. How satisfying is it to run the table in the regular season?
It's good for the regular season, but we're not satisfied yet. We have a bigger mission that we're trying to accomplish. But I'm extremely happy how the guys came out this season through adversity throughout the year, continue to perform at a high level.
Coach, let's be honest. You guys, outside of Madison County, and that was even a 2-touchdown game, you essentially destroyed every opponent that you had. I mean, as dominating a performance on paper as I've seen in doing this in almost 20 years, What was it like from your vantage point, at least for the regular season?
Just making sure that we continue to play, high-level football on both sides of the football and on special teams. Just being, checking those boxes that we wanted to make sure that we checked throughout the year, being violent on defense, winning the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively with our O-line and D-line. Just playing disciplined football from the neck up and understanding what teams want to do to us. And, they came out and, was efficient, offensively. They came with a different mindset this year. They want to move at a faster pace offensively. And, it's a testament to, the kids being in shape and, taking advantage of it and, take advantage of what the defense are giving. I think we had finished with 2 interceptions, offensively, thrown 2 interceptions. But, that's pretty much on the quarterback and, just in the decision-making and stuff like that. But, it was just an overall great performance offensively. And then defensively, just coming out, playing aggressive, playing violent, and just playing within the realms of what we do defensively. And it was great to see them come out and fly around every week, week in and week out. And, what we do in practice, it shows on the field.
Donovan Maslin with us, Raines High School football coach. Raines wins tonight 57-0 over Atlantic Coast. Coach, back-to-back regular seasons where you are undefeated. And, last year you go to the state championship, you fall short of Miami Northwestern. How do you guys feel right now going into the postseason?
We feel pretty good. We feel real good about our chances. We know it has to, go week by week, game by game. You have to earn the right to play the next following week. So we earned our right to play in 2 weeks. And so we have to go out there and perform at a high level. I like what we've been doing, on both sides of the ball. I like how our secondary has been playing sticky defense, in position, making plays on the football, and just communicating across the board. And that's one thing we wanted to make sure we improved on this offseason is getting our secondary to the point where we can play competitive football, deep in the playoffs. And we set ourselves up, in a good position right now, playing, great defense, and that's what we're going to need in order to win a championship. And, they have to step up and perform at a high level and play within the realms of what we need them to do. But, they're on a mission. They're locked in, and, they're excited for this opportunity. Our seniors are, they're really hungry right now for this win.
Marcus Wells of Episcopal is 2 minutes away. Final moments with Donovan Maslin, the head coach of Raines. All right, Coach, 2 weeks off to prepare for the postseason, and it looks like Baker County, that's at least my guess right now, which will be interesting, local versus local. You also have Yulee in your region, Bishop Kenny as well. But regardless of who you play, they're going to come to the Graveyard as you guys have home field, which I know is vitally important for you.
Definitely. It's always special being able to host playoff games in the Graveyard. It's a special place to play. It's a lot of excitement, a lot of tradition, a lot of history. And it's going to be electric. It's going to be an electric atmosphere for anybody that want to come out and watch big time football on Fridays. And I'm excited. We can't wait. The kids are, they ready to play right now. And they just hate that they have to hit on each other for 2 weeks before they can hit another opponent. But, it is what it is. And, they understand control what you can control. And, that's how we prepare and how we perform. So, they're excited for the moment. And I'm excited for them, too.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a perfect regular season. We hope we're talking to you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Donovan Maslin of Raines. Quickly, before we go to Marcus Wells of Episcopal, you look in their region. The only team locally, the only team I could at least see giving them a game would be Bishop Kenny. Bishop Kenny's pretty good, but even with that, Raines would be a big favorite in that game. It would be, quite frankly, stunning if Raines did not get out of that region, correct?
Yeah, and Bay, which is out in Panama City, is the second seed in the region, and they've played some good competition. They lost to Madison County 41-35. That was back in September. But, yeah, Raines is definitely the heavy favorite to win that region, and I'd be very surprised if they lose in the region.
Another coach that's getting ready for the postseason is Marcus Wells of Episcopal. They were winners tonight over Ridgeview. And Coach Wells joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Coach, dominating performance for you tonight over Ridgeview. You must be pretty happy to end the regular season on this note.
Oh, absolutely. Coming off a 2-game losing streak to have some positive momentum going into the playoffs in a couple weeks. Feels good. Defense played pretty well. The offense did just enough to get us the dub. So definitely feels good getting back on a winning track.
How do you, now that the regular season's all wrapped up, how do you feel about your fellas going into the postseason?
We feel good, man. This was the goal ever since last spring when, we didn't make the playoffs last year, and that was something that we wanted to get back, obviously, and do. It was a streak that got broken, and so we changed some things in the offseason. Guys took it to heart, both in the coaching staff and the players. And so to get to this point, to be 7-3, kind of where we thought we would be, is pretty gratifying.
Again, we don't necessarily know yet, but it appears you're going to be in the 4-5 seed range, potentially Impact
Right.
Christian in round number 1. Definitely a local flavor in Region 1 in the 1A classification. A lot of familiarity, and I guess that's got to be good, right? If you play a team locally, you certainly know them a lot better than if you had to play somebody from outside the area.
Oh, absolutely. We played them last year as a makeup game because of the hurricane, and they actually knocked us out of playoff contention last year. So we know them pretty well. We've kind of kept an eye on them all season. They've got a great squad. They've improved quite a bit. They're coached extremely well, and it will be nice whether we play at their place or we play at our place to be local. Either way, it'll be a good challenge for us that we're up for.
Coach, final question. I'm going to ask pretty much every coach this tonight. You got 2 weeks off now to prepare. How do you spend the 2 weeks leading into the postseason?
With our guys, because we play both ways a lot, we're going to be really careful about putting too much on them too soon. So we're going to make sure that we're healthy, kind of ease into it a little bit next week. We won't go every day next week, but and then start putting in the game plan. It'll be tough to know exactly who we play, but we'll start putting in a little bit at a time early in the week, and then ramp it up as the week gets on. And then obviously game week, we kick it back up really good. But the time off works well for us because our guys are a little bit banged up, but we'll be healthy enough and ready to go in 2 weeks.
Marcus Wells of Episcopal, winners tonight over Ridgeview, and they will be playing postseason football in 2 weeks. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
And again, good job for Episcopal to get themselves back into the playoffs.
Yeah, and the way it looks right now, they are a 5 seed in their region. They look like, barring anything drastic changing, they look like they will be playing Impact Christian if this is the case. So that'll be a good game. And in that region, you have University Christian, Trinity Christian, and Trinity Catholic down in Ocala, and Providence as well, all in that same region. So a lot of those private schools within that same region in 1A.
Couple of other finals. Middleburg is a winner tonight. Big win for Middleburg. They needed that one. We'll get Ryan Wolf of Middleburg on, 43-14 over North Marion. And Christ Church. Keep in mind, the Sunshine State Athletic Association, their playoffs have begun, and Christ Church is a winner tonight. They advance. I just got word that West Nassau is a winner tonight. They advance in the postseason as playoff football in the Sunshine State Athletic Association Denmark is already underway.
Yeah, they started their regular season a week before. So when everybody was doing their kickoff classic in the FHSA, all the Sunshine teams were playing their first regular season games. So they're a week ahead of everybody. They're playing a lot of playoff games. I saw the playoff brackets were supposed to come out Saturday for them. They had some confusion with the internet. I don't know what was going on. Instead, they get the bracket on Sunday, and then some of those teams play Thursday. That is a quick turnaround to playing for a team, especially in the playoffs, for anybody.
Well, yeah, I know. Like, we talked to Justin Sermon at Christ Church, and we'll certainly have him on coming up here in a little bit. They thought they were going to have to go to Orlando. They end up being able to play at home tonight, and they get a 30-point victory, and they advance to round number 2.
Yeah, and that's pretty good. Just having, most coaches, you get the film on Saturday morning. And even if you don't know who you're playing, you get the film on Saturday morning, and then so you have, a day to label everything. If you're a defensive coach, the offense, you kind of get a feel, and then the next day, which is usually Sunday, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to implement. Now, when you get the film and you know who you play on Saturday or Sunday afternoon at noon, and then you got to practice Monday less than, about 27 hours after that. That's pretty quick for a coach to not only know what the other team runs, but what you want to run, to win the game.
We'll line up more victorious head coaches in a moment. I will say this, though, before our first break, no playoff implications here, but there's always bragging rights on 1010XL. The Wolfson Wolfpack 35-0 over Englewood.
I've seen it.
Frangie's alma mater wanted none of it. All right, my alma mater, the Wolfpack, they end on a positive note as they take care of Frank's alma mater 35-0. So congratulations to Wolfson. We'll line up victorious head coaches. A lot of games still ongoing. We'll keep you updated on a couple of really tight ones. Right now, St. Augustine leads Mandarin 21-14 in the fourth quarter. Baldwin and Ed White are tied 28-28.
No, it's 35-28, middle of the fourth quarter.
At 35-28. Baldwin over Ed White.
We got a scoop and score.
Wow. All right. So that'll be interesting. We'll keep you updated. A lot to do under the Thursday night lights. Final week of the regular season, Jacksonville. We're glad you're with us. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist brings it to you. We're presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning with Dylan Denmark. The hacker Ryan Green with you under the Thursday night lights.
Flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting.
And air conditioning problems with championship level service. Keep an eye out for our custom Jaguar wrap plumbing vans rolling around town. They're hard to miss and always ready for the next play at your home or business. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, trust Duck Duck Rooter to keep you in the game. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Like to learn how to fly an airplane? Well, you're not alone. High Flying Jacko here, inviting you to listen Sunday morning. We'll start your aviation career with a 60-minute ride on the airwaves of 1010XL. The High Flying Show, Sunday at 9 on 1010XL.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
It's your boy, Big Sirs, All-Pro lineman and lemon pepper guy. Nothing screams game day like Wingstop. But get this, every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop specials. Order a 15-piece wing pack online at wingstop.com or Wingstop app using promo code JAX10 and get $10 off. That's right, carry out or delivery. It's your call. Use online promo code JAX10 for $10 off at 50-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day order this weekend with Wingstop.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 6th.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I know football.
Now, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Coach's Corner on 1010XL.
2 games we will monitor. Ed White, Baldwin. Ed White 36-35 in the fourth quarter. St. Augustine Mandarin is tied 21-21 in the fourth quarter. We did mention the playoffs began tonight in the area in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. That includes up in Nassau County. West Nassau gets a big victory over Stanton. The head coach of West Nassau is Gunnar Cox. He joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. It's always good to get a W. Once you go in the playoffs, record don't matter. It's winner take all, and my kids came out on top tonight.
Coach, a playoff win. I'm sure it was quite the atmosphere up there in Nassau County tonight.
It was great. We got to play on Thursday. Our fans are excited here, and we got the number 1 seed, so everything's got to come through Callahan, and my kids came out with a great playoff victory.
Who played well for you tonight?
Avery Griffin had a fantastic game. I believe he had 2 receiving touchdowns. Bryce Arnold also threw him 2 receiving touchdowns. Levi Bowler, one of my starting linebackers, had a pick 6. So we had a very good night on both sides of the ball.
Coach, 10-1 with a playoff victory now. I mean, you guys are absolutely rolling. Could be a fun couple of weeks out there in West Nassau.
Oh, it's big. We got to take everything week by week, but we got a very good chance to make a good run. That's why I'm setting this up and going 9-1, getting the number 1 seed for everything to come here, to reward us. So, like we said, almost past 2 years, we've only had 1 regular season. Past 2 years, we only have 1 home loss. So it's big. It's always great, to play at home. It's a familiar environment for my kids, so it's a fantastic feeling.
Who the guys you're playing next? Who's on the other side of the bracket?
So right now it's the winner out of Lake Weir and Umatilla, and they play tomorrow night. So we'll be watching that game and getting ready. Whoever wins that game and prepare for victory.
Well, that must be nice. You guys are already hay is in the barn with your first round game. They got to go at it tomorrow. Whoever wins that game comes to West Nassau. And Coach, look, I mean, the Sunshine State Athletic Association, we've talked about it all year. You guys, Paxton, the team you played tonight, Stanton, Fernandina Beach. You go to teams like Christ Church. Such a great opportunity for these programs to make postseason runs, and you guys are living proof of that.
Yes, it's very good with the sunshine. Like I said, we're playing light teams with philosophies, beliefs that's the same as ours. There's some really some good teams in this conference. Especially you've had past champions or past teams who've had really winning records, but it's a good feeling. At the end of the day, it's still football. It's still 11-on-11, and we'll suit up and we'll play.
Well, Coach, congratulations, 10-1. There is nothing fake about that. A terrific year so far for West Nassau. They are in round number 2, and they will find out who they play between Lake Weir and Umatilla tomorrow night. And whoever it is will be making that trip to Nassau County next Friday. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Go Warriors.
Gunnar Cox of West Nassau. What a good year they've had.
Yeah, only one loss, and having home field at that place through the playoffs is going to be pretty big for them. They're one of the communities that got where the whole town shuts down and everybody comes out and supports them. You don't see that much, especially in this state in high school football.
From one playoff winning coach tonight to another, my buddy Justin Sermon of Christ Church Academy. The Eagles advance 52-22 over Seven Rivers Christian. And Justin Sermon joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations, my friend.
Hack, thanks, brother. Excited to see little Hack tomorrow. He'll be excited.
He will be fired up. They got the character parade, the Halloween parade tomorrow, so he's going to be all sorts of fired up for that and for the victory for CCA tonight. Coach, ended up with a home game. I know the thought last week was maybe a trip to Orlando, but boy, it worked out in your favor that you get to be at home tonight and you get a dominating win in round number 1.
Yeah, it was good to be back at home. Good to get out there tonight, man. Felt like football weather, kind of the first time all year. So it was good to be playing with some cool weather around, and a lot of credit to Seven Rivers Christian coming down from the Tampa area. They had a great team, do a great job on their staff, and just proud of our kids, man. Coach Hyde had the defense ready to go. They run an unorthodox offense, that single wing stuff, so hard to prepare for, but it's good to get out there with a win and got a big one next week.
Justin Sermon of Christ Church. Look, you'll never make excuses, but the bottom line is the team is very young this year. You lost a lot of upperclassmen last year. You had some people transfer for whatever reason, and now you sit 8-3 with a playoff victory getting into round number 2. Coach, what a job by you and your staff this year.
Man, I couldn't be prouder of our kids, just the growth that they've shown, and not just as kids, but as football players, as young men. I've never been a part of anything like what we've experienced this offseason. Lost, roughly 20-something kids off of a 32-man roster. It graduated 18 seniors and replaced a lot of kids. And we've just seen kids step up and rise to the occasion. And they bought into the motto that we're not going to make an excuse in a world that says, hey, it's easy to make an excuse. We're not going to do that. We're going to be men and step up and take some responsibility, and that's exactly what they've done. And, man, they have done a really good job. And our coaching staff, you've got to give our coaching staff a lot of credit. They work their tails off to get our kids ready to play week in and week out. Folks don't understand what goes into this thing. Think you show up on Friday night and, go win. There's a lot that goes into this.
So who's next on the ballot? Who's on the other side of the bracket?
We'll be traveling to Oak Hall. They played tonight, and they won their game. And RJ does a really good job with their program, and they've got a really good team. And we'll have our hands full. We'll kind of get to work on them tomorrow, start breaking down some film, and have our hands full. But we'll be ready for the challenge, and our kids will be ready to go have a good one next Friday night.
Justin Sermon of Christ Church. They're heading to round 2, Sunshine State Athletic Association playoffs. They get it done tonight at home. They head to Oak Hall next week. Coach, congratulations on a great season. Best of luck next week. We hope we're talking to you next Friday.
That's it, brother. Hope I see you tomorrow at the costume parade. Take care. God bless.
Justin Sermon of Christ Church Academy. What a win tonight for CCA. And think about what he just said. All the attrition, all the graduation. To lose 20 guys off a 32-man team last year and to come back and go 8-3 with a playoff victory right now, that's a heck of a job by him and his staff.
Yeah, and to the person that really doesn't understand high school football in today's culture, basically everything you see in college is happening in at the high school level with kids coming and going for whatever the reason may be. Kids moving across town, whatever it is, you got to be able to be nimble and adjust with your personnel, whatever the plan is. The team that you have in the spring can be completely different from the team that you have on day one of fall camp. So that's a big testament to those guys over there.
Mandarin has taken the lead over St. Augustine late in the fourth quarter. What do you got?
And Baldwin took the lead on Ed White with 2.5 to go. Baldwin's up 42-36.
Wow, so two really good games coming down to the wire. Mandarin up a touchdown on St. Augustine. Baldwin is up on Ed White. 4 teams that know they will be in the playoffs. The seeding is interesting, though. St. Augustine actually fell in their region to the 2 line, and if they lose tonight, they might not get home field throughout the region. They might have to travel in the regional finals, so this is actually a pretty big game for St. Augustine.
Yeah, it's if you can make sense of this playoff, please give me a call or any of these coaches because no one understands anything. It's like the old BCS in college football where it's like, okay, the show comes on at this time. Let's see where we are because we have no idea where we're going to be. You kind of have a feel now, being this late. There's not going to be too much of a shift in the ratings. But with St. Augustine, I mean, with their situation, they are required to play these teams in district play, and their strength of schedule is so low, it hurts them.
Yeah, the reason they fell is because they had to play Ridgeview last week.
Yeah.
But they have no choice. It's a district game.
Yeah, it's I'm sure we won't talk about it tonight, but this new potential classification ranking, it's with that on top of this, what we're talking about with the ratings this year, it just gives you a headache if you're a coach.
We told you there's 2 really good games coming down the wire. Baldwin up a touchdown on Ed White. Mandarin up a touchdown on St. Augustine. Games that have gone final. Episcopal is a winner tonight, 36-13 over Ridgeview. Paxson, we talk about the Sunshine State Athletic Association. Paxson advances. They beat Franklin County 42-30. Wolfson 35-0 over Inglewood. It was Rains rounding out a perfect regular season, 57-0 over Atlantic Coast. First Coast, I got 54-8 over Jackson. That surprised you?
A little bit, yeah. I thought that was going to be a good game. I saw at one point it was 30-0.
And Jackson needed that game, right?
No, they had to. Yeah, they coming into tonight were a 9 seed. Top 8 teams make the region. They were a 9 seed, and barring something crazy, I think Walton was the 8.
Yeah.
Their only chances for Walton to lose tomorrow to whoever they play.
Middleburg, a winner. That was a big one for Middleburg, and they got it 43-14 over North Marion. We talked about Christ Church, 52-22 advancing in the playoffs over Seven Rivers Christian. Orange Park leads Clay 31-21 in the fourth quarter. How about Nice, 47-17 over Beachside? Not surprised Nice is going to win. They're up 30 on a pretty good Beachside team. That's quite a showing for Nice tonight.
Yeah, so I would assume that's their linebacker play has done really well. That defense is really good. I think everybody on Nice's defense other than maybe one guy has a Division I offer, and Beachside likes to toss the rock around with 3 good receivers, so they probably did a good job of probably creating a couple turnovers, if I had to guess.
Trinity Christian 21-7 over Fletcher. The situation there, that's, again, Fletcher has to win that game, you would think. If Fletcher loses, they might not even get in with a win. If they lose tonight, they're probably done.
Yeah, they're what, a 6A or they're 7A? I think no, they're 6A.
Yeah, they're in with Mandarin.
So they are, they're a 9 seed, and yeah, it doesn't look too good for them. They're a 9 seed, and Crestview has to lose, and I don't even know if that would be enough to help them because there's a big gap in their ratings between the two.
It'd be a nice win for Trinity Christian to go out there. They're dedicating the field to Joe Reynolds tonight. And for Trinity to go out to the beach, and it looks like they're going to come out with a win. That's a nice win for Trinity.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, Trinity was one of those teams that didn't start hot. They played Bowls, and they played Rains, and they played a couple other tough teams to start the year. And those guys have battled, and, they've won their district. So they're going to obviously make the playoffs. And testament to that coaching staff over there, Verlin Dormany and the players. Young team, stayed the course, and they're going to make the playoffs. And obviously, anytime Trinity Christian is in that 1A bracket, they're a force to be reckoned with.
Bishop Kenny has also gone final on 10:10 a.m. They defeat Providence. Bishop Kenny absolutely rolling heading into the postseason.
Yeah, I think the game. What was the final? Do you have the final? What the score was? Because I know it was close at the half.
I have 42-10.
Okay, so it might not have been that close. I know. What's crazy for Bishop Kenny is So they played 10 games. They had week 1 bye, then they played 10 straight, and eight of those games were running clock.
Much. Don't I know that they had running clocks? I had to get it from Channel 4 to here. I know all about the running clock.
So they only played a close game against University Christian, their first game, and then they played a close game with Beachside 7 weeks ago, whenever that was. Since then, every game's been a running clock.
Will you be surprised if it's not Bishop Kenny Reigns in the regional final?
I don't know anything about Bay. The little bit I do know, I think they're a good team. So it's gonna be it's gonna be 2 of those 3.
And
teams.
Bishop Kenny would have to go to Panama City, right? Which would be a tough trip.
Yeah, because right now Panama City is a 2 seed, and Bishop Kenny's
a 3 right now.
Yeah,
and plus
right
Bishop Kenny, even though it's a district champion, they're not seeded obviously as high as Bay
and
is.
I think the district champ only matters for the first round.
Yeah,
if
fair.
I'm not mistaken. So first round, if you are a district champ playing a non-district champ, regardless of seed in the first round, the district champ will host, even if the district champ is an 8 seed. So after that, hopping on a bus ride going 6-7 hours down I-10 sucks.
Yeah, more victorious head coaches to come. We'll keep you updated. We'll certainly on the finals at both Ed White and Baldwin, and with Mandarin at St. Augustine. We'll get the good Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist in as well. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Thursday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Final week of the regular season in Northeast Florida, and we're glad you're with us. It's 1010XL, and it's 92.5 FM.
Real fans know there's more to a championship team than offense and defense.
Plus, the kicker, honestly, is like one of the most important guys on the team.
Each week, Superior Plumbing spotlights the special teams player of the game on 1010XL.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask? So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Joe C. here, and boy, oh boy, I've got a great deal for you traveling home team fans. If you plan on going to the Titans game up in the Ville, you can stay where I'll be staying in the heart of Nashville, at the Omni Nashville, super close to Broadway Street, as well as Nissan Stadium. They've got a killer rate for 1010 listeners. Just go to our website, 1010XL.com, and click the Omni link. Come hang with me, Joe C. in Nashville the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's the holidays, so let's celebrate with a big game in Nashville and stay at the Omni Nashville.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off soon with an epic in-state showdown. The defending national champion Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Hoop Showdown. Be there Sunday, November 16th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus Miami right here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, November 16th. Ticketmaster.com.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving? Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, ProMasters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Congratulations to Firehouse Subs for raising $20,000 for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation on First Responders Day. Those funds help provide life-saving tools and support to first responders nationwide.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-656-1551. That's 800-656-1551.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights.
Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
All right, some scores to update you on. It is a final. How about Mandarin putting the first loss of the year on St. Augustine? Mandarin 27, St. Augustine 21. Denmark, your reaction to Mandarin ending St. Augustine's perfect season?
It's I knew it was going to be a great game, and I knew the game was a coin flip. So either way would have been not a surprise to me. You're talking about two of the best offenses in the city, two great receivers in Bryson Wright and Wingo. That's committed to Miami that everyone knows about. I guess the only surprise is that both teams were held under 30 points.
Yeah.
Because I think every other game they've scored well over 30. So. Not the offensive shooter that most were thinking about, but regardless, a good game, and a game that didn't matter between both teams.
Well,
more than likely.
It did matter for St. Augs. They're probably going to, if they make the regional final and Choctaw makes the regional final, St. Augs probably got to go out there now, which is kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's a massive deal.
So they lost. So St. Augustine will have home field in the first two rounds, presumably, but probably not in round 3. Also, Trinity Christian, 21-7 over Fletcher. That probably does end Fletcher's playoff hopes.
Yeah, and I got Ed White just scored a touchdown. They tie the game. There's got to be less than a minute left in this game. Tied at 42.
Ed White, Baldwin, and that's a pretty good game. Again, two teams going to the playoffs, and I don't even know if seeding is affected between Ed White and Baldwin.
It's not for us, and Ed White's a 4 seed. So Ed White's a 4 seed in 4A. They're in that region with St. Augustine, and Baldwin's a 4A in 2A, or they're a 4 seed in 2A. And I don't think the game really is going to affect anything. They probably know, both teams know who they're going to play in the first round of the playoffs.
It was a big win tonight for Middleburg. They get it done over North Marion. Ryan Wolf of Middleburg joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Coach, dominating performance over North Marion. A game that you were probably in anyway, but I bet you feel a little bit better now by getting this W tonight.
No, definitely. I feel like we needed to win that to get in, though. Because I don't know what's going to happen with Fleming and B-side the rest of the way out. So I think we definitely needed to win that. And who knows, like I don't know the formula to get in, so hopefully 8-2 gets us in. But,
Well, and that's the thing. And how frustrating is that? I mean, you pour so much time into this. You're 8-2, which is a terrific year, and yet there's still some lack of clarity about where you guys potentially stand. I mean, that's got to be, from your vantage point, pretty frustrating.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's, I don't mind situations like that where you kind of, faith in your hands. Like, all right, we win, we're in. So, like, that's kind of been the last 3 or actually 4 years for us. We needed to win to get into one of those last spots. But, I'll take it any way we can get it. It's 8-2. I think it's best record in Middleburg history, I think, or at least tied for it. And then to be able to make the playoffs 4 straight years would be a pretty sweet year.
I also saw on social media, is it the senior walk that you guys did yesterday after practice? Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool little deal. Like when I got to Middleburg, I wanted to kind of do a tradition and start something to, everybody kind of does something at last known practice for their seniors, whether it be carrying them off the field or walking the field together. And, you know what I mean? When I started thinking about it, I was like, well, there's really nothing that brings Friday Night Lights out like the drum line and the cheerleaders. So why don't I make like a line of the cheerleaders and the drum line, and as those players are walking off the game field towards the locker room for the last time, they get to hear that drum line, and the parents are there too. So like, it's a pretty cool little deal. If only for like it only lasts about 5 to 10 minutes, but there's usually not a lot of dry eyes there, especially with the parents.
Coach, you talk about some of the best guys in the city. We all name, the kids from Mandarin and Rains, and you can go down the list. But you have a really good running back. I forget what his total was for the season, and your offensive line is really good. How proud are those guys, especially on that offense?
Geno Addison has had a great year for us. Like, I think he missed 3 games due to injury, or he probably would have been well over 1,500 yards on the season.
Wow.
He's got a ton of touchdowns. Great kid, great student. Shows up and works hard every day in practice. Like, he's a good one. And then, and we're pretty banged up front. Like, we've played, I bet, 10 linemen this year, so that's kind of good for the future. But we're pretty banged up front. Especially our one of our best ones going into the season that has a bunch of offers, Jakevius Carter, for his ACL week 3. So,
well, Middleburg with a big win tonight over North Marion, now 8-2. Coach, what is the plan for you guys now? Obviously, everybody or most everybody has the bye week to get ready for the postseason. The brackets, I guess, don't officially get announced until a week from Sunday, which, again, is interesting for a team like you guys. What is the plan for Middleburg next week?
We'll still bring them in probably 2-3 days next week to try to not get rusty, and I'll probably just start doing some generic things and getting better at us rather than getting better for an opponent. And then once we know who the opponent is, we'll start gearing in on them.
Well, 8-2, congratulations on a terrific regular season, and we hope we're talking to you in a couple of weeks during the playoffs.
I appreciate you guys.
Ryan Wolf of Middleburg, what a job he's done out there. That's a Middleburg program that prior to his arrival, quite frankly, we didn't talk a whole lot about Middleburg. Let's just be honest, and he's certainly changed that.
Yeah, and especially in Clay County, you think of, the teams – historically, Oak-Leaf's been, emerging as one of the better teams in that county, and Middleburg is certainly up there. We played those guys in the Kickoff Classic, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, you told me about their offensive line. The
offensive line and that running back, even, a couple of the other guys, it was like, oh, this is this is one of those teams where you don't have to worry about what their identity is. This is who they are, and they're going to do this the entire season. And we knew that well before the preseason.
All right, let's give you a scoreboard update. Mandarin, one of the games of the night, 27-21. They are winners over St. Augustine. That is the first loss for St. Augustine this year. Christ Church in the Sunshine State Athletic Association playoffs. They win over Seven Rivers Christian. Christ Church advances. Also, West Nassau advances in the playoffs. Paxson advances in the playoffs. It is a final in St. Johns County. Nice 47-17 over Beachside. First Coast 54-8 over Jackson. Rains completes an undefeated regular season 57-0 over Atlantic Coast. The Wolfson Wolfpack over the Inglewood Rams. That's bragging rights for myself over Frangie. Our two alma maters going at it. Wolfson gets it done 35-0 tonight. And Trinity Christian, a big win over Fletcher, 21-7. What's it look like with Baldwin, Ed White right now?
So Baldwin, or Ed White got the ball back with about a minute and a half. It was a 4th down, I believe. They throw a fade ball. They get the touchdown, tied at 42. They've gone for 2 the entire game. I think they had a false start. Then they said, all right, we're going to try this extra point. They try the extra point. Bad snap, bad hold. Nothing happens.
Wow.
So tie game, and I believe we're about to go to overtime, tied at 42.
All right, Baldwin, Ed White. Looks like they're heading to overtime. We will keep you updated. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Thursday Night Lights this week. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been such a great partner with us, and their continued support of high school athletics in the area is second to none. And the good doctor, Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, joins us here on 1010XL. Doc, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you boys?
Doc, we're good. Thank you so much for the time. And boy, where did the regular season go, Doc? It seems like a couple of weeks ago it was our first show, and now week 11, the final week of the regular season. It never ceases to amaze me how quickly these seasons go by.
Yeah, it seems quicker this year for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older, but whatever. It seems to have gone quicker, to your point.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. You guys had the Bump and Bruise clinics all season long. Again, great job with that. I want to give you an opportunity now to tell people how they can find out more about you and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if they need to get in touch with you in just a moment. But while we have you here, Doc, Cam Scattaboo of the Giants last week, I'm actually surprised with as physical as football has gotten, very more physical now than it maybe was 10, 15, 20 years ago, that we don't see more dislocated ankle and gruesome type injuries. But that was a bad scene last week. And again, it never ceases to amaze me as well when these players have an injury like that they're not just absolutely freaking out. They just lay there and wait for the trainers to come by. If my ankle's pointing in a direction it's not supposed to be pointing, I don't think I would be as calm as some of these guys, Doc.
Yeah, that looked to me, I ISO'd that thing. It looked like he broke his tibia. I haven't heard the whole situation there, but when you, I know people don't necessarily want to, I used to send these things to Prosser, and he doesn't like it, but those pictures, but it looked like the bone penetrated outside the skin and was pushing his sock forward.
Oh, my gosh.
So I think it was actually a fracture of his tibia as opposed to just an ankle dislocation. So he's probably going to need surgery on that, I would assume. But that was a big injury. And, you know, these are big men. Scattaboo's a big, thick dude. And, you know, it's just forces and angles. He got his foot caught up, and another big guy landed on him, and he got his foot caught up. It's bad angles and forces, and it's just tough. But yeah, that was an ugly injury. But if it is a fracture, he'll recover fine. It's you know, many of these guys have had these fractures, and fractures heal predictably well, and he should come back fine next year. So it shouldn't be a career altering injury. He'll be fine moving forward.
So, I mean, what kind of recovery, like how long does that take for him to get, you know, not fully ready, but about 80-90%, like about 5-6 months?
Yeah, probably 6 months is probably where he's, you know, 90% there. So he'll be fine next season.
The good Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Doc, I mean it. I mean, we're going to obviously have some playoff shows in a couple of weeks, and we hope you'll have time to join us then. But you and the great folks at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, you've been with this program for years and years and years, and your continued support of high school athletics in this area is absolutely fantastic. And I just want to take this time to thank you and the great folks at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for that.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. We support you because you support us, and it's all good. It's all about the high school kids and the athletics and supporting the community. So it's all part and parcel of the same goal to, you know, support high school athletics. So it's all good. But we, you know, at this point, there's, you know, we don't get any. The teams are traveling. Nobody comes in on the weekend, so it's not pertinent and useful to do the clinics. But they can come in and see us, sc-ortho.com, and we'd be happy to see anybody who has injuries and so forth. But we're always available to treat these kids.
And Doc, I have a lot of people saying, and trust me, I tell people this every year, when you let the good doctor Kevin Murphy operate on your wife's shoulder, you obviously trust the guy, which is what he did with my wife a few years back. For people that want to get in touch with you, Doc, what's the best way to do that for shoulder injuries or anything along those lines?
Yeah, sc-ortho.com, and you can ask for any of the partners. I'm happy to see anybody. Interesting that I got, I don't know if you're aware, my son is now in our practice, Colin Murphy, so he's doing the same thing I'm doing. So it's all good. We're happy to treat anybody and take care of these athletes.
Well, that's fantastic. And again, thank you so much all week or every week joining us here under the Friday Night Lights. We'll do it again in a couple of weeks for round 1 of the state playoffs. The good doctor, Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, boys.
Always love having the good doctor, Kevin Murphy, on.
All right, Ed White scores first play in overtime. They do not get the 2-point conversion. So Baldwin needs a touchdown and a conversion to win the game.
And we will bring you the victorious head coach from that game. We'll track down Toby Bullock of Mandarin. He's on a very happy bus heading back to Greenland Road right now after they beat St. Augustine. We'll hopefully get Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian as well. A lot more victorious head coaches to come. Thursday Night Lights, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist brings it to you. We're presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning as we roll on right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM.
Injuries on the playing field can affect a team's place in the standings.
It's part of the game, though, rehab.
Listen for the Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
The official personal injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Hey folks, this is Denny Thompson, and when it comes to protecting my home, I turn to Tyson, the leaders in state-of-the-art home security right here in Jacksonville. Their AI cameras and smart doorbells are top-notch, keeping an eye on what matters most. Whether you're moving in or upgrading, Tyson offers flexible packages, rent or own, with specials on the first 3 years. Ramp up now for the holidays, the perfect gift for you or someone you love. Call Tyson today at 590-7979 for details.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Will the call of the dogs be the hedge to victory? Or will the Gator Walk come through Jacksonville? Florida Georgia Week is enhanced by Ackerman Urology and Cancer Center and 904 Gutters with a Z on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. I just upgraded my home with fantastic floors, and the experience was incredible. Rusty and the team brought the showroom to me with their at-home consultation. The whole process was simple, the installation was top-notch, and the results, absolutely fantastic. Take it from me. Don't wait. Visit fanfloors.com and schedule your at-home consultation today. Fantastic Floors, where every step is fantastic.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's your boy Big Sirs, All-Pro lineman, and your lemon pepper guy. Nothing screams game day like Wingstop. But get this, every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop's special deal. Order a 75-piece wing pack online at wingstop.com or the Wingstop app using promo code JAX15. And that's $15 off. Carry out or delivery, it's your call. Use online promo JAX15 or $15 off a 75-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day order this weekend with Wingstop.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
City Rescue Mission has been providing food, clothing, and love for over 70 years to the homeless in Jacksonville. If someone you know is struggling, City Rescue Mission is here to help. Learn more about the City Rescue Mission at crmjax.org.
If you know someone with cancer and no insurance, call the U.S. Uninsured Helpline at 800-234-1317.
The Creeks Athletic Association in St. Johns County offers a variety of sports for children 5 to 18. Learn how to get your child involved at caale.org.
Builders Care is looking for volunteers, and there are so many ways you can help. Find out how at builderscare.org.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service,
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report
No big, just a loose gas cap.
and gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights.
Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
All right, I got a pretty inconsolable Dylan Denmark here, part of the Baldwin coaching staff. Baldwin and Ed White went to overtime. Ed White gets it done in overtime. Denmark, raw reaction on that one.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Objective broadcast journalism.
It was second and goal at like the 6-7 yard line. If you missed it, Ed White scores first overtime. They missed the conversion. Baldwin gets the ball. Second and goal, fumble. Ed White recovers, ball game. Ed White wins 48-42.
I mean, if there's any, it's not any consolation, but I guess the point I would make is now you get 2 weeks off and literally win or lose tonight, your seeding was pretty locked in, correct? You don't lose anything as far as that. Now, you wanted to win the game. Obviously, I'm not saying that. That part of it is unfortunate, certainly. But from a playoff standpoint, this doesn't affect anything.
No, we're pretty much going to be at 4 or 5 tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next Thursday. We'll probably end up playing Florida High. Florida High was in a 2-team district and lost their only district game, and apparently they're a district champ. You figure that out for yourself. So we will be having to go to Tallahassee more than likely to play our first round game.
All right, let's look at some of the playoff situations here. Let's begin in 7A. That'll be quick and to the point locally. Creekside is the one team that gets in as being a district champion. They are currently the 8th seed. They will probably remain the 8th seed. They will get in, but that's obviously going to be a very tough putt for Creekside. They're scheduled, at least right now, to play DeLand.
Yeah, let me see here. DeLand is undefeated. They're 8-0. Let me see the couple of the teams they've played. They beat Madison County 21-20. They beat Merritt Island 57-51. Yeah, this team's pretty good. From what you can tell, they've scored about 50 or 40 plus about every game this year.
But the thing with Creekside, I mean, look, they started 0-4, and to get in, to win a district championship, it was a great turnaround for Creekside, and to get back into the postseason, congratulations to them. Tough putt, certainly in round number 1, but you got to be in it to win it, right? I mean, if you're not in it, you don't have a chance to advance, and Creekside is in it in 7A. Quickly, before we get back into the rest of the playoff, I guess, seedings and whatnot, let's talk to a guy that knows he will be in the playoffs, also a guy that had a big victory tonight. Trinity Christian over Fletcher, 21-7. Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Hack, thank you, buddy. Thank you.
What a nice win. What a nice win. It's a game Fletcher had to have. They were dedicating the field to Joe Reynolds tonight. There was a lot of emotion out there, and your young kids go in there and get it done by a couple of touchdowns. You must be ecstatic.
They are. I'm on the bus. I'm trying to keep them quiet on the bus on the way home. You know, I told the young lady that called me, I said, hey, if I had $1 for every mile I've ridden on the bus in 35 years, I could retire comfortably.
No, there's no doubt. You've certainly traveled a lot of miles. And, Coach, what a turnaround. We've talked about it every week. My gracious, man, what a turnaround from where you guys were in August to where you are now.
It really has. It's been a lot of fun to watch, not just coach, but to watch these kids just mature and get better and stay together and, you know, just absolutely really care about each other. And they're playing, I'll tell you what, they played some great defense tonight.
Yeah.
They really did. Yeah,
You're playing some good football, Coach. I mean, only giving up, you know, your last couple of games, you're giving up 7-0, 14, 7, 13. Defense is definitely turning the corner for you in the second half of the season.
No, and they're playing really, really fast. And it just took a few weeks for them to get this defense down and learn it, and you know, get to play in it against different offenses. And they did a really good job. Coach Tracy took over the defense, and I'm telling you, he's done a great job.
Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian, they are in the playoffs as a district champion. Coach, what's the next 2 weeks look like for you guys now, getting ready for the playoffs?
Well, you know, of course, next week is going to be a bye for everybody, unless you got a makeup game you got to get. And then, right, if it ended yesterday, it would have been we're going to play Trinity Catholic at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think UC's already won. I don't know what McClay's going to do. They play tomorrow night. We're hoping we could jump one of them and get a couple of games at home, but I don't think so. So, like, we'll play one at home, and then we win, we get to travel a little bit.
Coach, how different was this year as compared to, you know, any of the years that you've had recently, say in the last, you know, 10 years, with how young you guys were?
I think a lot of it is just watching these kids mature. And we thought we were going to be pretty good out the gate because we played Deeks really well. And then we had a lot of them kids back, but they were all sophomores last year. And then we just fumbled the ball around, like I said before to you guys, for 4 weeks, and didn't play good defense. And we thought, but to see them hanging there and our coaches just keep coaching and keep working and, you know, putting time and effort into these kids, and they responded, you know, because kids these days, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of front runners, and if they get down and behind, they'll cash it in, but not these kids. I'm really, really proud of them.
Well, big win tonight for Trinity Christian over Fletcher. They are in the postseason. As Coach said, it probably will be Ocala, Trinity Catholic in round number 1, but very Jacksonville flavor in that region. You got University Christian, Impact Christian, Episcopal, you guys, either Providence or NFEI. A lot of local schools there in Region 1, 1A. Coach, congrats on a big win tonight.
Hey, thanks, Hack. Hey, tomorrow's going to feel good. I'm going to get a Friday off.
Good, thank you, Coach. What a turnaround for Trinity.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the team has started. They lost 4 of their first 5, and then they have a record now of 6-4. And Fletcher needed this game. They needed this game tonight to have a chance to make the postseason. And losing this game obviously isn't going to help their case in that bigger classification they're in. Beating Riverside, Episcopal, and Kidd, which was their district games, being Fletcher to cap off the season, definitely a testament to those kids to not hang their head early in the season, losing to Ed White, Bowles, and Reigns, and staying the course and making the postseason.
Colin Drafts just texted me back. We're going to get him on, the head coach in Nice, coming up here in one moment, as they got a big win tonight over Beachside. You look in that 6A classification, Nice right now would be the 4, playing Oakleaf the 5. Again, we'll see if that changes next week. Mandarin is the 2, but clearly the issue for all the local teams is Buchholz, who is the 1. It's going to be a very tough putt against Gainesville Buchholz.
Yeah, Buchholz, I don't know what they have down there. I know they have one good receiver that had a good game against Bartram last week. That's the team that's always really good down in Gainesville. And, this region alone, you're going to have Mandarin, who's probably going to be a 2 seed. Nice and Oakleaf's a 4-5, and then Fletcher, they lost, so they're probably not going to make it. So you got 3 high-quality teams, and think about this, Hack. Mandarin, Nice, and Oakleaf are in the top 35 in the state, according to the FHSA RPI, and Oakleaf is 5th in their region.
Craziness.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it was a big win for Mandarin over St. Augustine tonight, and it was a big win for Nice over Beachside tonight. Colin Drafts, the head coach of Nice, joins us here under the Thursday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me as always.
That's a nice win. That's a good Beachside football team. It was a competitive game early, but you guys obviously pulled away there in the second half.
Yeah, it was. We didn't start the game we wanted to. We got the ball first and went 3 and out. And then we held them for a second until they hit a tunnel screen for about a 50-yard touchdown, which was disappointing. We had been riding that 3-game shutout streak coming into this one, and they took that away after the first drive, so credit to them. But after that, we kind of settled down and tied it up, and I think, we scored, a lot of unanswered points after that. So played well all in all and feel good about it.
Yeah, the Beachside, I know they got a pretty good passing attack, and your defense is really good. What were you guys able to do tonight to keep them to 17 points?
Well, truth be told, they actually rested a lot of their guys early on with their game against Fleming on Tuesday. I think that's a must-win for them, so that's what they chose to do, and we chose to continue to play our game and get the reps we needed to get, But regardless of who was on the field, our guys played exceptionally well. Other than the long tunnel screen they had for the first touchdown, we pretty much shut them down after that, other than in a field goal and one late touchdown, I believe. So
again, we'll see if the seeding changes, but as of yesterday, it would be you guys and Oakleaf, and I would have to imagine that's a game that you would probably welcome from a motivation standpoint, Coach.
1,000%. We can, talk about last year and the year that we had and had Oakleaf at home in the second round, being undefeated and just, I still think about the fact that, for whatever reason, we just didn't play our best football in that game. So if we could have a little rematch, Coach Foy and I were talking about that exactly at the all district meeting this most recent Monday. And, we played them last year. We saw them at team camp in July and had some spirited competition, at FCA camp. And so we know what that game would be about, and we'd be excited for that matchup.
Colin Drafts of Nice, final question. I don't know if you heard what Denmark was saying earlier. You talk about the best teams in the state of Florida. Well, a lot of them reside in your region with Buchholz, Mandarin, Oakleaf, Pace. I mean, that is a loaded region. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun for guys like us to follow that region. But, boy, there will be some battles in the playoffs in that region.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's definitely the toughest region in 6A in the entire state of Florida when you look at it from top to bottom. You already, you listed off 1 through 5, but then you still have, after that, you have a district champion, Oviedo, down in Orlando, that barely knocked off the Evans team, which was riding an 8-game winning streak, and then whoever gets in at 8. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and there's going to be some really hard-fought battles in that first round to see who makes it out. But, at the end of the day, we feel good about it. We finished the season 8-2. We had that really close loss to St. Augustine, right at the end of the game, and then you go on the road and lose to the district champion, Buchholz. But other than that, those are the only blemishes we have all year. So we're confident right now. We're riding another 4-game winning streak heading to the playoffs with a week off next week to kind of regroup and figure out who we're going to play and then go from there. But we're excited where we're at right now.
Colin Drafts of Nice, winners tonight over Beachside. Coach, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me.
So that's the story in 6A. Nice, Oakleaf, and Mandarin quickly to 5A, and we'll touch upon the rest coming up in the next segment. In 5A, you got Ponte Vedra, Middleburg, who had a big win tonight, and Beachside, all of which would be in right now. Daytona Beach Mainland's in that region. Tallahassee Lincoln is in that region. Niceville is in that region. It's a tough region. Ponte Vedra is a team that we probably haven't talked enough about this year. I think if there's a team to make a run in that region, it might be Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, definitely. Within our teams, I'm trying to look at this Beachside Fleming. So who won that district?
Well, we don't know yet.
So okay,
because
that's what I was trying to figure out.
Right now it says Ponte Vedra, but Beachside beat Ponte Vedra, and if Beachside beats Fleming next week, I think that complicates things.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. So okay, Middleburg is 2-2 in the district, and Beachside and Fleming are both 2-1 in the district.
So that would mean if Beachside beats Fleming, they would be district champions, right? Because didn't they beat Ponte Vedra?
That's what I'm. Okay, so let me take this back. Ponte Vedra's 3-1. Both Fleming and Beachside are both 2-1 in the district. And let me see what Ponte Vedra did against those two teams to see who. So Ponte Vedra lost to Beachside.
Right. So Beachside wins next week. They're district champions.
Yeah. And then Ponte Vedra beat Fleming. So that's going to be a pretty crazy game. I'm sure the coaches for the other schools that aren't playing, that are in the that district, are probably going to be at that game on Tuesday. And like Coach Draft was saying, you have a situation like that where you are 100% guaranteed to be in the playoffs with a win on Tuesday. Yeah, I wouldn't be playing my guys tonight or on Friday if that's the case. Knowing that you're playing for a game that's for all the marbles in about 4 or 5 days.
Why are they playing that game on Tuesday?
Because I know that the FHSAA rankings will come out Thursday, so they gave everybody that extra Monday, Tuesday to say, okay, if there is a hurricane or weather, you have to get in it by Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So I was under the impression it was actually going to be next week or next Friday, but I guess obviously not. Next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, and then the rankings come out next Thursday at noon.
All right. So then you have 8 days to prepare for who you're going to play in round number 1. That's smart on the FHSAA's part. We'll come back. Final segment. If we can get a hold of Toby Bullock at Mandarin and Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, we will. We'll also take a look at classifications 1A through 4A, as the next time we talk with you, the playoffs will be underway in the FHSAA. One segment to go. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, with Dylan Denmark, the hacker Ryan Green with you here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
And now what you're made of on defense. Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game. Down he goes! On 1010XL. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. You know that other Frangie? Well, he's my dad. But I'm here to tell you about how much I appreciate the Awaken 180 weight loss program and how it's changed my life. Like a lot of folks, I let myself go a little. Not proud of that, but it happens. And I wasn't sure what to do. I've tried a lot of other weight loss programs, but they just didn't work. Not like Awaken 180. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. And best of all, really fast results. You eat the food that's provided, and it's really good food. You work with a coach on a regular basis who guides you through the whole process. I'm never hungry. In fact, I never feel like I'm sacrificing anything. Just living a totally normal life. That's my new normal. And now, in October, they're offering free consultations. So there's no reason not to call them and learn more. Call them at 844-346-1800, or you can visit awaken180.com. It really has changed my life, and I bet it'll change yours too. That's Awaken180.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 30th, 2001, Michael Jordan returned to the NBA for his debut with the Washington Wizards at Madison Square Garden, where he scored 19 points.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Hi, I'm John Haney from Clearwater Gutters and Drainage. After heavy rains, the problems are obvious. Mulch blown out of your beds, water standing around your foundation, and that fancy new crater back behind your bushes. Let Clearwater Seamless Gutters help you solve the problem spots.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters. And drainage, too.
Find out more at clearwaterjacks.com.
Pickett here. Celebrate the spooky season with Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139, plus a free haul, and take 15% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise and towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Guys, don't suffer through this season with prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations with advanced urological care to improve your health and vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Jacksonville is game time, and just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long, we've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Joe C. here. Want to win 3 free nights up in Nashville for the Titans game? Come stay where I'll be staying at the Omni Nashville, right in the heart of the action. Just text GAME to 641-1010 and you're in to win 3 nights. That's GAME to 641-1010.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Time now for the AA Automotive Player of the Night. Family run since 1954.
Tim Kraus of Bishop Kenny, 2 minutes away. Before we get there, the AA Automotive Player of the Night. Since this is the final week of the regular season, we'll kind of do an AA Automotive Player of the Year. In Denmark, there were so many guys that could have won this. We should at least do a lot of honorable mentions. But if there was one person to choose, a guy that set a state of Florida record this year by rushing for over 500 yards in a game and 8 touchdowns. I mean, the numbers that Xander Edwards had this year of bowls were absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got 1,700 yards rushing. He had 100 receiving. Oh, he still has a game tomorrow. So he could get 2,000 yards rushing and definitely get 2,000 yards total for offense. I mean, that's an offense where you have Naeem Burrows and Fordham, a tight end. 2 guys are going to be playing major college football somewhere, and he's still doing that. Also to include 27 touchdowns. That's pretty ridiculous, and he's only a sophomore, so he's probably only going to go up from here.
Yeah, Xander Edwards, your AA Automotive Player of the Season. Tim Kraus of Bishop Kenny, they were big winners tonight over Providence. Coach joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Coach, dominating performance again. You guys are scorching hot heading into the postseason.
Yeah, we're in a good spot. I don't think we came out and played our best football early tonight, but definitely did a great job of kind of pulling away a little bit later on in the game, and was good for our kids. Providence has got really a couple physical guys that are up front. They run the ball well, and thought we played really well defensively, minus one explosive play. But our kids have done a really nice job playing with great energy, playing for each other, and continuing to improve, which is kind of what you're asking for at this point of the year.
You're if this is correct from Max Preps, you're up 21-7 at the half. It's been about over a month since you haven't had a running clock. Did that feel weird going to the half, knowing that you guys were actually in a competitive game tonight against Providence?
Yeah, no, I was really happy that we got put in that situation, to be honest with you, because I think there are some things within the mechanics of the game that you've got to get used to and be prepared for the playoffs, and so having to make some adjustments, which we did, having to discuss some things that maybe weren't going right. Sometimes when when things come easy for you, you don't get those things and you don't get to practice those things. So I thought our kids responded really well. I thought our coaches did a really good job making some adjustments, and we still feel like we're in a really good spot going forward.
Toby Bullock of Mandarin 2 minutes away. We got Tim Kraus of Bishop Kenny with us now on 1010XL. And Coach, when you look at the playoff situation, you were a 3 coming into tonight, means you got at least one home playoff game. It was West Florida, at least as of yesterday. Is that your understanding? Is that the way it's looking right now?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think a lot of coaches are a little bit miffed with we beat a team by 50 and we dropped in the rankings. So I'm not sure what else we can do at this point forward. But yeah, I mean, we're as a group. We're going to really work on ourselves this next week and kind of figure out where things sort out. I know, the teams that are in the 5, 6, and 7 spots at the level below us that we would match up with, regardless of which spot we are, all within, a half percentage point. So I think that could skew either way. So see how the games play out tomorrow, make our best bet, but really just kind of work on ourselves for a while and then put a game plan together after that.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about going to the postseason right now? I know you mentioned a lot of running clocks, and you played a competitive game for a little bit. Where you stand right now, how do you feel about going to the postseason?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, we're fairly healthy, knock on wood. We've had a couple guys. We had a pretty catastrophic injury at the beginning of the year that we lost a really dominant player for us week 2, and then since then we've kind of been banged up and beat around a little bit. Had a guy miss a week or two, had some guys miss here and there, but for the most part, we've got the nucleus of our team healthy, and feel like this bye week is going to get us completely healthy. And so, the confidence that our team has from the running clocks, I think, to me trumps anything that you would gain from experience in other games. So our kids feel really good. They practice really hard. And they understand that we got to keep improving if we want to peak when we really want to peak.
Yeah, you guys had the bye week 1. You've played 10 consecutive games, so you certainly need this bye week coming up. Coach, congratulations on a terrific regular season. We hope we're talking to you in a couple of weeks in the state playoffs.
Thank you, guys.
Tim Kraus of Bishop Kenny. Big win for them. Of course, they're in Raines' region. Raines will be the big favorite there in, 3A Region 1. It's a lot of local teams, though. Raines is in that region. Baker County is in that region. Yulee and Bishop Kenny. So we will see what happens. One of the biggest games of the night. It put 2 of the best teams in the area on the field together. And what a game it was between Mandarin and St. Augustine. The Mustangs get it done. Toby Bullock of Mandarin joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations on a big win tonight.
Thanks, man.
Two heavyweight fighters, man. Justin Barney and I were watching that thing. It was the Channel 4 game of the night, and just going back and forth, back and forth. You could tell the caliber of athletes that both teams had. You guys got it done on the road in the fourth quarter. You must be thrilled.
I'm ecstatic that we overcame some adversity in the second half, and that's a big thing for me. No game worth watching is going to go your way the whole game, and so how your players react to those moments is so big. And at this time of year, to have a game like that, come out healthy, get the win, secure at least a 2 seed, which is big for us, and I'm just elated. I'm over the moon about it.
Coach, I mean, you're the only team that beat Bradford this year. You're the only team that beat St. Augustine this year. You got other really quality victories against Oakleaf and Fletcher. I mean, your body of work is pretty good. How do you feel going into the postseason?
Well, we feel we have a great team, and we've felt that each year that we've been together, I've been fortunate to keep my staff together. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there trying to get my DC every night. I wouldn't be shocked he probably gets emails constantly. He's amazing. But I've been able to keep my staff together. That's a big one for us. And then everything for us is building relationships, and this is a fun team to coach. They're a talented team. They're a good team, and we're just ecstatic to be in the situation we're in.
Your offense and St. Augustine's offense are two of the best in the city, and the final score, surprisingly, 27-21. How was this a game in the 20s and not in the 40s like everybody kind of thought?
Have you seen our defense?
Yes, sir.
They're pretty damn good. Brian Braddock's one of the best defensive-minded guys in the area. I don't mean he's not Clayton Kaysen, but he's pretty good. And, so the fact that we got in the 20s, I'll take it, and in those situations, I think in our situation, we were able to establish the run game in the second half and kind of pound them. And, it keeps a lower score, but, man, I don't care if we score 1 point. I tell Clayton every week that if they don't score, they can't win.
Right.
So that's his goal every week. So, yeah, not too worried about, the scoring. Ed Knox, our quarterback, had an amazing game. Tion Weiss had an amazing game. Bryson had an amazing game. So it was there. But St. Augustine ain't nothing to shake a stick at.
Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, 2 minutes away. Final moments with Toby Bullock of Mandarin. A big win tonight for the Mustangs over St. Augustine. And as you mentioned, Coach, the 2 seed in that region would be vital because that means 2 home games there on Greenland Road before potentially having to go see Buchholz in the regional final. But first things first, and we were talking with Colin Drafts of Nice about this. 5 teams in that region right now of the 8 playoff teams are ranked like in the top 35 in the state. Between you guys, Buchholz, Nice, Oakleaf, and Pace. And by the way, Oviedo, Evans, and Crestview aren't anything to sneeze at. I mean, what a region that's going to be.
They say it's the toughest region in the state. In 23, when we made it out of the region, it was the toughest region in the state. So hopefully we can have some magic like that again. And I know we'll be prepared. We'll get after it. And I'm just excited to do it with the people I get to do it with.
Well, congratulations. Big game tonight. Big win tonight for Mandarin over St. Augustine. Toby Bullock, the head coach of the Mustangs. Congrats, Coach.
I appreciate you. +2.
Big win tonight for Toby Bullock and Mandarin.
No doubt, and I'm sure that does a lot for those guys. And, the momentum that they have, they already knew they had a good team. And then now, beating a high-quality team in St. Augustine, that only does, wonders for your guys going into the postseason, when you have a bye week next week, too.
Final coach of the evening. It was the game of the evening. It went to overtime, and Ed White gets it done over Baldwin. Lawrence Johnson of Ed White joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm on the bus, so it might be a little noisy.
No worries at all, Coach. I'm sure a very happy bus heading back to Ed White High School. What a win in overtime to head into the postseason. You must be thrilled with what transpired.
Yes, I am. It's always good to get a win, no matter how they come. We didn't play as well as I would like to have, but a win is a win.
Coach, you looking at your schedule, you not only you win your district, you beat Westside, you beat Riverside. I know Westside's not in your district, but you start the season, you beat Trinity Christian, and you beat Baldwin. I don't know about your staff, but I know for those players, all those guys on the West Side, I can't remember a time where Ed White has beaten all the teams on the West Side. That takes a lot of pride into those guys.
Yeah, we try to. I mean, we love playing against our West Side opponents. I mean, it's a good gate. They're rivalries, and the kids know each other. They play each other growing up, so it's always good to compete against people in your area. And it's kind of good for everybody on the West Side. So it was great to get wins over everybody on the West Side. I guess we're West Side champs this year.
Lawrence Johnson of Ed White. You know, sometimes, Coach, people might make too big a deal out of home field advantage. But your situation's an interesting one. I would have to think your win tonight might cement you as the 4 because Pine Forest is the 5. And there is a gigantic difference between playing that game at Ed White High School and having to travel to Pensacola to play that game. Is your understanding with the win tonight that you guys might be locked into the 4?
Yes, we will be at least 4. So we should be able to host in the first round. Last year, yeah, we hosted as a 5th seed because we were the district champs. So the district champs this year and probably locked into 4. We were significantly ahead of them in like the overall state ranking. So I would think we would be able to host, and that's big for us too because anytime you have to go all the way out to the Panhandle or Pensacola, Fort Walton Beach, it's a long, tough trip. So we got a better shot at home.
Yeah, Coach, I know you had a lot of guys out tonight. I'm sure a couple of those guys had a couple of injuries. But your quarterback tonight, King Boylston, how proud of him are you that your offense was able to do what they did tonight, even though you had a lot of guys out tonight?
Yeah, I can't say enough about him. He's just a great player. I mean, we had receivers out, we had DBs out, we had a lot of guys missing, and he just kind of stepped up and kind of carried us on the back, especially on that last drive. I mean, he made a lot of throws for us. He ran it tough when we needed him to. He's just a really good player.
Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, winners tonight in overtime over Baldwin. Ed White will be in the playoffs 2 weeks from tomorrow night. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there was a lot of players for Ed White that went to Baldwin Middle School, so we as coaches know their players. And there was one time Vitron Lewis, their running back, he's on the kick return. He's right in front of our sideline, and we as coaches, we're just talking back to him. He's talking back to us, not trash talking, but he's just talking about one of our players, like, hey, when y'all start feeding this kid? Just things like that, things you don't see in in another game. So it was a good game. Ed White came out on top in overtime, but it's always good when two teams on the West Side get together like that.
We'll put the finishing touches right here on the Friday Night Lights, a Thursday night edition. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist brings it to you. We've been presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. Back to wrap it up next here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
After a bye and a breather, the Jags get ready to rock the desert. It's blackjack, blitzes, and big plays as they roll the dice against the Raiders. Find out who's all in. It's a full house of football. Viva La Jaguars. Sunday at 4 on the home of the Jags, 1010XL.
Thank you very much. One thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from those other jewelry stores at the town center, no one's paid on commission.
Nobody at Beard's is on commission. That's more of your corporate stores that pay commission.
Beard's owner, John Lupo, says that means no pressure, no hidden agenda, no extra markups.
And you're getting a better deal. You're not paying the corporate commission. You're not paying the salesperson's commission. If they're paying your salespeople commission, you're starting off in the hole.
And that's why you feel like a number at most jewelry stores, because it's all about making the sale, but not at Beard's.
Because it's a corporate atmosphere and they want to sell you what they want to sell you. We're here to sell you what you want. Our salespeople can do whatever they want to make sure that the customer is happy.
So relax. At Beard's Diamonds, they have all the things you want, like quality education, selection, warranties, and none of the stuff you don't want, like pressure and tacked on commissions.
Nobody's making an extra 5 or 10% on Beard's customers.
Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler.
We sell better merchandise, better product for less money, guaranteed.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece. Premium flooring, take our advice. Home of business, affordable price. Driveways, pool decks, garage doors, beautiful patios, and more to explore. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Congrats to former Georgia defensive lineman Freddie Gilbert and running back Sony Michel's induction into the Georgia-Florida Hall of Fame, Friday, October 31st, presented by Miller Electric. To attend the luncheon ceremony, go to FLGAJax.com/Hall of Fame.
What's happening, folks? It's your main man, E.T., of course. And whether you're biking through shaded forest trails, casting a line from Camp Chow Pier, or enjoying music by the St. Johns River, Clay County is full of ways to play. This month, experience off-road trails at the 2025 Crawling for the Fallen. Savor bold flavors and classic rides at Moose Haven's 15th annual Chili Cook-Off and Car Show, and celebrate the fall season at fall festivals all across the county. Find a full lineup at ExploreClay.com. Come on, somebody.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Mack and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars, to trucks, to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Cassa Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
The Tom Coughlin J Fund helps families battling childhood cancer, and there are ways you can help. Go to tcjfund.org.
City Rescue Mission provides life-changing support for the homeless. Find ways to get involved at crmjax.org.
The 5-Star Veterans Center of Jacksonville is the place homeless veterans can go to recover, recharge, retrain, and reconnect. Learn more at 5starveteranscenter.org.
Her Song is a nonprofit organization that breaks the cycle of human trafficking through survivor care, victim outreach, and education. Find out how you can help at hersong.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
Touchdowns are great, but hand-delivered fall flowers, that's the real MVP move. Jacksonville Flower Market can help you be the MVP. Pick up at Beach and Southside or online at jacksonvilleflowermarket.com. Jacksonville Flower Market, where love wins every Sunday.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
The Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
All right, Denmark, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Round 1 of the playoffs. Final thoughts on the regular season finale. Some really good games, some statements made as the postseason is 2 weeks away.
Yeah, you kind of sit here. It's going to be, the favorites to win the region are going to be Reigns, Bulls. St. Augustine's a really good team. Mandarin's going to have a really good game in their regional final if those teams are able to make it. And I would expect, if I had to pick one team to win state and make it all the way through, I'd probably lean Reigns. However, they got some pretty good teams down south. They have to play either Miami Central or Miami Northwestern is going to win that region. And then you have Booker from Sarasota, Florida, who they played last year, is going to be really good too. So that's going to be a really tough test. I expect them to make it out of the region. But I don't know if really too surprises in the regular season in high school football. Kind of, the good teams were the good teams that you kind of thought at the beginning of the year. And, that's kind of that.
Regular season in the rearview mirror. Thank you to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for bringing it to you. We've been presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. The next time we talk to you, at least in the high school football ranks, it will be playoff time 2 weeks from tomorrow night. Jeff Prosser in studio tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We'll join you on Hacker After Dark at 8 o'clock as we kick off 16 hours of local programming. For Dylan Denmark, for Grace, I'm the Hacker Ryan Green. Thank you for listening all season long. We'll talk to you in the playoffs 2 weeks from tomorrow night right here under the Friday Night Lights.
With so many stars on the field, there's always one that